boys, Father's Day right around the corner this Sunday, U.S. Open weekend. We talked about Uppy. The good old dad trips, right?
Father's trips.
The father's trips they bring you on the road. I'll start with mine. I'll tell you mine first. So this one was I was in Colorado and they were bringing the dads to Dallas, and it was right after All-Star break, and I was in Vegas with Loops and Voros. So we go to dinner, and I'm already in one for the game tomorrow because I just had 3 nights in Vegas. So I'm like, Dad, I'm not going to come out with you. I'm sorry. I'm going to go home after dinner. I got to play. And this was when I was actually playing like 20 a night. So I was like, he's like, yeah, okay. I'm like, you want to come home and just shut her down with me? Like, because they put you in the same room, right? They don't even give you your same room. They put you in the same room. And he said, no, I'm going to go for 1 beer. I said, oh, you're going to go for 1 beer, huh? Yeah. I go, okay. Sure enough, fucking 4:30 in the morning, in he comes, fucking room key, fucking banging around, opens the mini bar, bag of chips, taking a piss, like, and then finally I'm just like, would you shut the fuck up? And he's like, oh, fuck you. So I'll never forget that. To this day, I don't know why they didn't just give him their own rooms. It's the National Hockey League. But he came in, old Pitter, I love you, drunker than a skunk, pissing with the bathroom door open, opening the mini bar. I'm
yeah.
I got a fucking game tomorrow. So, Dad, I love you. Happy Father's Day. And that's always the thing I think about Updog.
Yeah, me too, Obes. Father's trips, boys, are there to thank our dads and, all our guys' dads for everything they've done, for the sacrifices, of the early mornings, of, working overtime, Obes, to buy us new skates, always having fucking fresh tape and a new twig, tying up our skates when we're kids. Although my dad made it clear that if I wanted to play hockey, I'm tying up my own skates. Note to every young kid out there,
Good
tie
for
up
Big
your own
Scott.
skates.
I like that.
But I do remember, like, down the stretch when I was in St. Louis, and I was obviously, in my St. Louis days, I was realizing that this isn't going to last forever, to enjoy it more than, I ever have. My dad, he's a younger father, but I even think those trips, he was, realizing that. And, him, Oscar Bertuzzo, Rick Schwartz, these guys they were leading the charge. Like, they'd been there before, and they were like taking it on their wing. They get on the plane, they're like fucking talking to the Stewies, like, hey, yeah, where's our IPAs? Where's our beer? My dad drinks Coronas. I made sure there's Coronas on the plane. And then we landed in Tampa. We all go for dinner, and then we all go to the club after. And of course, at the time, I was single, buzzing around, and maybe found a little lady, a little tall drink of water. Shout out to Alex Kilhorn, who threw a couple shots down the bar for me when I was up there trying to in the line, and he's like, Upshaw, I got you. And nice. I'm like, I look over and I'm like, fuck, it's a classy move. Anyway, so my dad, I take off early. We have a game. We didn't have a game, but took off early, which is probably like 12:30. And my dad stuck around and then took these boys bar to bar to bar. And the guys the next morning, my dad shows in late like you, and fuck, he snores like a log. But he was, he basically, the next day I had all the dads come up to me. Fuck, your old man's just like you. He fucking shows up, takes us all through the, through the VIP. Yeah. We're wondering where he is. Look over. He's getting a little, It was all time. So Big Scott, love you. You're the man. Me and Brento, fucking thank you for everything you do. And you betcha.
Yeah, boys. I'm lucky enough to have Big Daddy, who's been, he's been the main force behind having 2 sons in the NHL at one time. And I mean, that was the coolest thing for him. He loved being able to come, especially when I played in New Jersey. He loved being able to take the Amtrak right into the Prudential, watch a game in New Jersey at 1:00, get on the train, go back to New York City for the 7:00 game. And to me, to him, that was the best day in the world. So thanks, Dad, for always being there for me and getting me into the NHL. But the one trip we had, I think my dad got shafted a couple times because the Bruins did some mom's trips. But we did a mom's trip in Vancouver. Then when we did the dad's trip, he ended up going to Carolina. So Carolina's a tough spot. But my dad, as you guys know, he's not a drinker. He's been sober for 35 years. So he's one of those guys that likes to be the first one up in the lobby. And he thinks he's fucking Mr. GM when he comes to all these team trips. Like, he sits there and just shoots this shit. You'll see him right down there in the lobby doing his little thing with the front desk, and then seeing what guys are up early and telling me, like, I'm obviously one of the later guys. I'm usually hungover. Look at Chara. Chara's up there early. You got to get your ass going. But one of the funny things, though, was we were on the plane home, and of course, me and my dad, only 2 people sleeping on the whole plane. So I know Bolesky's got a picture. Got a picture somewhere that I got to get to Princey so you can start laughing. And me and my dad snoozing on the bird. But just want to say thanks to my dad for everything he's done for us, for both my brother and I. And, it's pretty cool that he had 2 kids in the NHL.
Yeah, that is sick. Other one about my dad real quick. So I'm in Nashville, and for whatever reason they do the fellowship in Philly. And like on the bus, and my dad gets pinned the night before. On the bus through the downtown Philly, right? It's like stop, start, start. So he looks at me, he's like, I'm gonna puke. I'm like, Dad, there's not many rules here, but you can't puke on the pregame fucking bus. Like it's after morning skate, right? And then we get back to the hotel. He has to run up to the hotel room. And the guy from Nashville Predators TV is like, hey, you think I can get a chance to talk to your dad? I'm like, give him 15. Yeah. Give him 15. So, Pitter, father like son, buddy. We came out of the gates a little too hot on the road. I love you to all our dads. Thank you very much.